Hello, in this video, we will see the third part of the user authorization uh, on your Swoole application. And this is also going to be the final step before we start other videos where we refactor and enhance with other type of other features. So on this video, we'll be building a proper authorization middleware. We're not going to change the way we build things in the past. I know it's very basic, but that is intentional. We will be enhancing that in the future. And we'll be adding a few extra routes and controller handlers, and that will be it for us. So let's jump right on it. First of all, I'm going to add a new middleware. And this new middleware is going to be responsible for our user authorization. So let's build it. Authorization middleware. Okay, I'm creating the class. I already have some code ready for us. So let me go through it. First of all, this is just as the other middlewares, but on this one we grab this chunk here is grabbing the route name. And I explain the reason. The reason is because I want to identify when the current route is a login route or login handler. The login is to display the form, and the login handler is to execute the login procedure. And the reason for that is because once you're logged in, you don't want to see the login form again. So I'm using this to identify that case. And then, like, if you try to access the login form, you will be redirected to the admin area. And here I grab the session table, which is the cache that we built in the last video using Swoole table. And here I just grab the current ID cookie and I grab that Swoole table record for that ID. And then I identify if there is any user in the current session ID, and if the user is if the current route is a login route or not. If the is not a login route and there is no user ID, and this middleware is in the route, we redirect the user to the login form. If this is a login route and there is a session, we redirect to the admin. Otherwise, we just proceed. That's everything that is doing. Next step is we are going to add the index page. We are going to add a few details there. So first of all, I'm going to make the app a global variable. You'll see later in the world. And now I'm going to add the routes. So I have the login routes ready for us here. And here it is. So these routes are going to be handled at the same controller. I'm not building an extra controller right now, just for us to go really fast through this. And that's all to it. And I'm going to also add the logout and the admin procedures. Okay, so to all of this, I'm not going to build a group right now, just for us to be very fast. I'm just going to add the middleware on everybody here and import the class to make sure that this is properly included. And so that's it. So now we are going to the home controller, and there we are going to add those procedures. So the login procedure is right here. In the login procedure, we just display the login form. In the login handler procedure, which is going to be the most complex at this point for us, we are going to do a few things. So first we get the parsed body, because the login form is going to send a post request. This is how we grab the data. Here we are using the global variable. This is where it's useful. I'm not doing the validation right now. We're doing a later video. Then I grab the user. I try to find the user based on the email sent. And I'm not verifying if the user is found or not. We can also leave to a later video. as a validation step. Then I verify the password passed. If it doesn't match, I send the user back with an error. Then I grab the session table and I add the user if everything goes right. And then I redirect the user to the admin with the proper authorization. This is how it's doing. So now we're going to add the admin procedure here. Admin procedure. And this is not important. So the admin procedure is basically grabbing the current user from the session table and passing to the view the username. So I display which user is actually logged in right now. And I'm also going to add the logout procedure, which is also a result of a post request where I go on session table and remove the user ID. You can see that I'm updating it without the user ID, and then I send the user back to the login form. That's all to it. Now let's go to the view one. At the view one, I'm going to add a link to the login form to increase or to add the possibility to go to the login form from there. And then I have a code prepared for our login view, PHP file, login.php. And here it is. It's basically displaying a message when there is one. I'm not validating here, I'm validating in the controller. Just the CSS and the form. The form is just a post method form going to the login. Because it's a post, is a different handler as like login handler, and the email field and the password field submit. Basic stuff. And then we are also going to add the admin view. So let's go there, PHP file, admin.php. Here it is. Now I'm just displaying the username and I put a small form for the logout. So with this in hand, we should be able, let's hope that it works the first time. So, okay, I'm there, no error. Okay, there is an error. There was a route that wasn't found. Let's see if it is the login. Yes, it's the login. So I know exactly what happened. It's because we added inside the group. So the group is actually including a base route. So let's do something like this. And here we have to put group, and everything else that wasn't added at this point will have to have /users. That's it. So now there is still a route not found. So it's probably because it's like this instead. Clear. Yep, it was. So now we are at the login form. In the previous video, we saw how to create the user and all, but it's probably, yeah, it's the system doesn't have the database. So this is a failure of mine. So I'm just starting the local database. Let's go again and hope that it works. Worked perfectly this time. This is actually something from the package that converts. When there is nobody, it throws this warning, nothing to be concerned about. So if we try to access the login again, it redirects to the admin. We can go to the home screen. If we try to go to the login admin again, if I log out, I get to the login form. If I go to the admin, I'm blocked. I can't go there without a user authorization. So that's all. I hope you enjoy. And we see in the next video when we're going to go over some enhancements. There is still to be decided. If you have any suggestion, I'm thinking about creating a video about adding Eloquent to this project right here. And I will put the link to the repo at the description of the video. See you in the next one.